heart is bleeding.
Samuel Bykov understands heartbreak. He was a toddler when he lost 29 members of his family in a Nazi extermination camp. He said he felt compelled to do something to help after watching the anguish of civilians in Ukraine.
I'm doing this because I'm a Holocaust survivor. To be a Holocaust survivor in this what's going right now in Ukraine, genocide, it's very big similarity. And we cannot stand still to not to help Ukraine.
Ludmila Berezhnitskaya and her son are among the beneficiaries of Bykov's benevolence. Arriving here shortly after the war began, he found her a place to live and provided her with food and other necessities.
She's saying, of course, for the beginning, it's hard to live here, but it is better here, more safe, because he's quiet. It's much better than go back there because there's no war. It's safe here. Center for the Ukrainian refugee.
Bykov has opened an office in a medical building he owns in Brighton Beach, where volunteers offer assistance to Ukrainian refugees in need of help, while keeping an eye on the latest developments on Ukrainian TV.
We provide for them medical care, housing, getting the students or their children into day schools, get the adults into learning English as a second language, into evening schools, employment.
The association has a warehouse in Coney Island where volunteers have packaged tons of supplies, including food, medicine, and clothing that's been flown to the war-ravaged country. All humanitarian crises disproportionately impact women, and that is especially true in Ukraine. Women and children forced to leave their homes, leaving their husbands and sons behind to defend their country, the women remaining the face of the conflict. Lyudmila Shelkovenko is one of the fortunate women to have made it to New York 6 months ago. Her holiday surprise was a brief visit from her husband. She feels safe living here, but admits it's emotionally difficult.
She said, now I live here. She always worried about her family and husband, always nervous. She can't sleep sometimes. Is it possible my house is going to be destroyed any minute?
The walls of the association are filled with certificates of appreciation from the motherland and pieces of paper over a map of cities decimated by the war. Women from Ukraine crossing various borders to get here, they'll always be welcomed in Brooklyn.
They are granted asylum until the war ends. Then they'll be able to go back home.
And behind the scenes, there's the Holocaust survivor waiting to help.
I feel myself like I'm obligated to help Ukraine.
A man with a mighty big heart. And while he does use his own finances to help fund his humanitarian effort, his association does accept donations. As for the women he embraces in Brooklyn, while they do remain grateful to be here, they pray every day for an end to the war and returning home, not knowing whether or not their home is still there. I'm Marvin Scott, Pix 11 News.